What is cedar apple rust? Cedar apple rust is a common fungal widespread infection across the United States. The symptoms can be damaging on apple trees. Repeated infections of this pathogen can seriously weaken and destroy the apple tree's health. It all begins with spores on a juniper tree or red cedar tree, which develops in late fall as a reddish-brown color on young branches of the trees. As the spring showers begin, spores are released, which are carried by the wind to infect apple and crabapple trees. There, they develop into a disease that causes red spots to occur on the leaves and that can deform the fruit. The damage done to the leaves greatly affects the apple tree's ability to gather sunlight and nutrients from the air, damaging its health and fruit production, and in some cases causing death. The following year, spores are released from the apple trees that, in turn, infect the juniper and red cedar trees, so it is a never-ending cycle. Infected apple and crabapple trees manifest circular yellow spots on the upper surface of the leaves soon after bloom. Later in the summer, brownish cylindrical tubes with hairs sticking out appear underneath the yellow spots or on the twigs and fruit. To avoid the disease, juniper trees and red cedar trees should not be planted within a couple of miles of the apple tree, where the spores can travel for miles. Most of the ones that could infect your trees are within a few hundred feet. Of course, that is better said than done with so many people living so closely nowadays. If you see the lesions on the apple leaves or fruit, it is too late to control the fungus. In that case, you should focus on purging infected leaves and fruit from around the tree. There are fungicides available, but I wouldn't recommend it. Toxic chemicals on something you will be consuming doesn't sound very good to me. So what do? You can't just knock on the neighbor's door and demand that they get rid of their red cedar tree or their juniper tree in their front yard. I am sure that wouldn't go over very well. A good natural option is neem oil. Neem oil is an oil pressed from the fruits and seeds of the neem tree. It must be sprayed on before any signs of rust in the early spring. I will do a more thorough video on neem oil, but for now, know that there are specific neem oils that will work for cedar apple rust and other garden bugs. However, it has to be just the right one to work. There are apple tree varieties that are resistant, so those may be a better option if you haven't already planted any apple trees. We here at SHTF Survival Homestead Teaching Farm hope this information has been helpful to you. Please continue to help us help you by liking, sharing, and subscribing.